You know what is different between a successful entrepreneur and not a successful entrepreneur? Here's the thing. Majority of successful entrepreneurs, they know how to handle fears. Look, today I have a jam-packed agenda today because this is something that we need to talk about. Today we're going to talk about 7 fears that every entrepreneur will experience. There's no doubt about fears. There's no doubt about if it will happen, it will happen because being afraid is okay. And fear is just a part of our reality. And that's perfectly normal. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to have doubts. It's okay to it's okay to experience those emotions. The most important question is how you handle fears, how you overcome fears. So, thank you everybody who is joining my live stream. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on LinkedIn. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm trying to monitor all of the comments like everywhere. So tell me where you're watching me from. We're going to talk about 7 fears. And let me give you a little bit of background about what is fear and like really how to handle them. So if you don't know my background, I'm a clinical psychologist. Well, former clinical psychologist. Legally, I'm not allowed to say that I am a clinical psychologist if I don't hold a license to practice for my clinical practice. So, with that legal disclaimer out of the way, I used to one of my careers was a clinical psychologist, and actually one of my favorite patients were patients with fears or phobias, and it was a ton of fun working with those people. So today we're gonna cover what is fear, how fear is forming, and how to overcome those fears. And also, as a coach, somebody who is working with a lot of entrepreneurs, I identify 7 fears specifically that I'm noticing in entrepreneurial communities, specifically in entrepreneurs. And this is nothing new, but this is something that I'm noticing in entrepreneurial community. So uh, let's go ahead and get started. I see comments on YouTube. Hello, hello, happy hump day. Also, people on LinkedIn. Let me know where you're watching me from. The same for Instagram. So the first fear that we're gonna tackle, like first of all, let's tackle what is fear. What is fear indeed? A fear is anticipation of undesired outcome. It may or may not be based on facts. Majority of the time, fear is not based on facts. Majority of the time, the fear is not based on facts. In other words, majority of the time, the fear is in our hand. Hello, Kelly. I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Listen, I can't really pull your comments here on LinkedIn because I am streaming from my Zoom, but I'm watching your comments. So I'm reading all of your comments. All right. So majority of the time, fear is not based on facts, but fear is actually an essential mechanism for our nervous system. Fear is here to keep us safe. For example, we like based on pre like primitive example, right? Like if you touch a hot surface, you will get burned. So you will. This is a perfect reaction of our body to be afraid of hot surfaces because you will get burned. But also, a lot of the time, those experiences may not be real. That fear can form around experiences or around expectations that are not real, because there are experiences that's something that we can experience. Okay, I touched the hot surface, I got burned, right? Like immediate reaction. I started my business, and a lot of people in the entrepreneurial world say, I started my business and it's not working out. Like I've been in business for like 3 months and I don't have customers. But the thing is, your business is working. So let's talk about 7 fears. The first fear is fear of failure. Fear of failure is very much self-explanatory. Is when you are afraid that it's not going to work out. When you are afraid that you are not going to work, that it's not going to work out. How to overcome any fears? Really, like fear of failure, fear of success, fear of being seen, facing them head on. As an entrepreneur, you have to understand that failure is not an option, but it is a part of the process. Failure is not an option. You should not expect to fail. The failure should never be your expectation for your business, but it is a part of the process. You don't expect to fail, but you want to fail as much as quickly as possible. Why? Because each failure will provide you data what you could do better. If an offer is not going to work out long term, if my business decision is not going to work out long term, I'd rather fail now. I'd rather fail now. I'd rather fail as quickly as I possibly can, because I will get lessons from my business fast. And you should be a student of your business, because your business is teaching you something. Because success leaves clues, failures too. In fact, failures leave us more clues than success does, because sometimes when everything is smooth, when everything is flowing, when everything is going, we may not know what is working. We may not know what is going well. Everything is going well. Well, my lead generation is going well. Everybody is reaching out to me. Like everything is working. But as soon as there's a change in the algorithm on social media platform, if you are doing organic content marketing, or if there is a change in the market, and they're like, wait a minute, everything was working well, and now nothing is working. So I rather fail fast. If the idea is flawed at the root cause, I rather fail fast. Or if my initiative is not going to work out long term, or it's time to change, it's time to pivot, it's time to move, I'd rather fail as quick as I possibly can, so I can get the traction, so I can get back in track, so I can keep going. So a lot of people, for a lot of people, fear of failure, it will stop them from moving forward because they're afraid to fail. But the sooner you embrace failure, the faster you're going to learn. And it's not about not being afraid to fail. It's about taking calculated risks. Like, okay, I need to move forward. What is that calculated risk that I can take right now in my business? Some of you are afraid to start your business because you think that it's going to fail. But if you never start your business, you will never know that it's going to succeed. Some of you are afraid to charge the prices that you really should be charging. Some of you are afraid going high ticket because you think that you won't be able to sell high ticket services, but you will never know until you really try. Until you really try, you implement, and then you might fail, and then you calculate what is failing, Oh, I'm marketing through the wrong people. Oh, I'm not using social selling. I'm not using social media correctly. Oh, I'm on the wrong social media platform. My audience making buying decision on a different platform. Oh, I need to do something else. You will never get the data that you need for your business, right? Like if you never try. So the next fear is fear of success. And fear of success. Listen, this is real. This is real. So let me give you an example. I was talking to a very successful entrepreneur, and we had this conversation. So that entrepreneur made multiple, multiple five-figure day, and then when and then that entrepreneur had an opportunity to go back to corporate for a 9 to 5 job. Listen, there's nothing wrong with corporate job. There's nothing wrong with running business. There's nothing wrong with doing both. But this is like I want you to see the trajectory. After tremendous success, that entrepreneur decided to pursue like traditional 9 to 5, because again, like overwhelmed with success, like what I'm going to do and what I'm going to do with so many clients. What if there are more clients on the way? I like the money, but like, am I going to deliver? How am I going to deliver to so many clients? And fear of success is really, again, fear of success is about increasing your capacity. It's about increasing your capacity because you never know what you're capable of until you receive it. And also, sometimes you have to fail a certain amount of time or a certain amount of times to create that capacity, to learn how to increase that capacity so you can have success. But a lot of people legit afraid of success. A lot of people legit people ask me what if I'm not going to deliver? I'm going to have 10 clients and I'm not going to deliver. What if I have not satisfied customer? And so what? You will have unsatisfied customer once in a while. It's a part of the business. This is not something that you should be afraid of. Again, it's a data. It's a data. And a lot with how do you handle the fear of success? You keep doing it. Because listen, entrepreneurship is very simple. It's not easy, it's simple. But it's also very hard. So when you actually win, when you actually start winning the game, when you actually figure out, you crack the code, you will increase your capacity. You will figure it out. You will hire people. You will hire teams. You will create opportunities. So the best way to handle the fear of success is actually to pursue those opportunities, to go after them. So fear of being seen, fear of being seen. Um, this is again I see like very, very often. And if you are in business or if you want to run a business, and I think we have to really have a very, very honest conversation. You have to be comfortable with being seen. You have to be comfortable with putting yourself out there. You have to be comfortable with putting yourself out there. And by the way, as you're watching me live, put yourself out there right now and let me know what business you're running. This is like, listen, we're going to conquer fears right now, right here, and right now in this live. Tell me, like, let me know what business you're running in the comments. Let people see you. Let other people network with you. What business you are running, let me know in the comments. So, and with fear of being seen, a lot of people say, I can't create content. I can't send DMs to people. I can't do video. I can do live stream. Look, I don't think so. Hi, e-commerce recruiter. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining my live stream. So a lot of people say that they're afraid of putting themselves out there. They don't know what to talk about. But the way you overcome that fear of being seen is just doing one step at a time. One step at a time. And this is a big one. And this is something that, like, listen, it may not look like it, but every time I go live, I'm a little bit nervous. It might look that content creation comes easy to me, that it's just so natural to like turn on the camera, like turn on the lights, have a live stream on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. But in fact, sometimes I'm a little nervous. And every time before I go live, I take a deep breath and like, okay, I know what I'm going to talk about. I know what I'm talking about. It's easier not to go live. It's easier not to create content. But if you're not creating content, if you're not putting yourself out there, do not expect successful business. If you're doing organic, even if you do paid ads, even if you just decide like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to use paid ads. I'm just going to use paid ads because I don't want to show up. Still, like you got to put yourself out there in some shape or form. Some people are afraid that like, oh, what my coworkers are going to say, what my coworkers are going to think about me. Who cares? They're probably not going to like, they're probably not going to think anything about you. Listen, when I started my business, I had a 9 to 5 job. I could not care less what my coworkers thought. I had a conversation with my manager because I didn't want to get accidentally fired for running a business, right? Because, I go live, I propose, I put my offer out there, I'm running a business. I'm doing organic content marketing. I'm let my manager know. I said, hey, like, is there a problem? He said, no, there's no problem. So if you see me online, going live and putting myself out there, this is what I'm doing. So there are no confusion, there are no surprises. And the rest of the company, they didn't think anything about it. In fact, they didn't even know. They were connected with me, but they didn't even know. So the way you combat fear of being seen is by putting yourself out there. So another fear, and this is a really good one, fear of making a wrong move. Fear of making a wrong move. In other words, analysis paralysis. And so, like, so many entrepreneurs will get lost in their analysis, will get lost in trying to get it right at the get-go. But listen, you won't be able to make right moves if you don't make wrong moves. Just like what I was talking about, the fear of failures and wrong moves, they teach us about our lives and our business. In fact, you are not going to make a wrong move. You're going to make the next move that will uncover for you and for your business what you need to do next. Like, for example, when I had to make a move in my business and pivot from career coaching as my front end offer, something that I talk about day in and day out, to business coaching and high ticket sales and entrepreneurship, I was really afraid of making a wrong move because it's a pivot. What I learned, if I ever have to pivot, I would need to make sure that I have enough savings, I have enough financial capacity for at least a year to make a pivot successfully. So, and also like I would, and then if I make a pivot next time, I would make it really, really slow. This is the learnings, right? And I would have never learned about pivoting if I never pivoted. So now it's a valuable lesson that I can teach other entrepreneurs who are thinking about pivoting, how they could, how they should really pivot. Well, so through trial and error can be scary. Yes, trial and error can be scary, but this is how we build our businesses. You are not going to make a wrong move. You're going to make the next move. And when you're gonna make the next move, you're gonna get clarity what you need to get next, what you need to do next. Because you don't need more clarity. You need more courage to make a move. Just make a move. And when you make a move, the rest of the journey will be revealed to you. Fear of rejection. So the next fear is about sales. A lot of entrepreneurs are dreading sales calls, talking to customers. They feel uncomfortable, and they feel uncomfortable because it's a mindset shift, right? As a business owner, you will hear no more often than you will hear yes. And especially when you're starting out, it is very important to get comfortable with rejection. You like when I started my business, I got so many no's, and it got really uncomfortable. But eventually I got my first yes. Not to mention, when I got my first yes, I got laid off. Right. And then I got even more uncomfortable. But the way you adjust your mindset around sales and around rejection, as you are here to help your customer, your prospect, to make a decision. And you have to be at peace if that decision is yes or no. Also, when you're putting yourself out there, when you're creating content, you know who is your person. You know who is your person. For example, I work with high ticket entrepreneurs, and I help them with the messaging. And by the way, totally forgot the housekeeping. Register for Six Figure Messaging Masterclass. The link is in the comments and in the show notes. If you want to sell high ticket offer, like I will be breaking down how to really position your offer in a way that high ticket buyers can hear your messaging and buy from you. So I focus on high ticket entrepreneurs. And some people might unfollow me or not follow and not engage with my content because they don't want to sell high ticket offer. This is okay because I know who I'm talking to. Also, on my sales calls, on my consultations, if people make a decision not to move forward, it's a decision. Again, there's a difference when they make a decision because they are presented with the facts and with the precise information about your services, and you really uncover that gap, that how you can help them, and you really listen attentively, and you've done everything that you could possibly do for them to say to make a decision to work with you, but they decided not to, and you just needing just a little bit of help with the sales training, right? And also, like, it kind of ties back to the fear of failure. You will have so many failed sales calls to start with, but then you will get good at it. But then you will find a mentor. But then you will find information how to sell effectively. For example, I learned how to sell high ticket offer when I was selling career coaching offer to tech professionals who got laid off. And by the way, if you're not in tech, tech is not going through the brightest days and the brightest time right now. It's really really hard in tech. It's really hard to get a job in tech, and it's really hard to see that mountain, to see that return on investment, because a lot of people think, oh, what if I never get a job, because this is really really hard, and how can I pay $3,000 for a career coach for a job that I may never get? And I was able to fill my career coaching program during this time, because it is a skill. It is a skill. So fear of uncertainty. This is a big one lesson. Y'all, fear of uncertainty. Everything is changing. In entrepreneurship, everything is changing, especially around social media. Everything is changing. And the only thing that we know for certain, that nothing is certain. The only thing that we know that is certain, that nothing is certain. Everything is changing all the time. And this is why this is why some entrepreneur or some people who started a business and they figured out that, like, oh, there's no certainty. 9 to 5 is easier. But in fact, I don't think 9 to 5 is easier. I don't think 9 to 5 is easier, because in 9 to 5 you have uncertainty as well. Because, like, I thought that my career in tech was safe and sound, but in fact it wasn't. Economy has changed. Tech market has changed. The supply and demand has changed. We used to, in tech industry, it used to be very, very difficult to find a software engineer. Right now, it is so easy to find a software engineer because they're everywhere. Because we overproduced software engineers and the demand decreased, especially with a lot of layoffs, with a lot of economic uncertainty. The demand decreased, and as demand decreased, that career is not safe anymore. That career is not something that you can just put yourself out there and in a few weeks you will get a job. It is simply not the reality anymore. It's right, job stability is a thing of the past. Yes, absolutely. Job stability, it is a thing of the past. So, and look, there's, like, if you want to pursue a corporate career, that's okay. If you want to pursue entrepreneurship, that's okay. But I just want to let you know that no matter what you pursue, there is a full sense of certainty in corporate world. The fact that you won't know that you will be out of the job for months doesn't mean that it won't happen to you, because majority of the time, the senior executives, they make a decision, and then it takes some time for them to execute those decisions. So, like, you might be on the cutting board right now and you don't even know, and you think that you are safe. This is what happens in a lot of corporations. The people think that they're safe, especially high performers, especially high achievers, especially people especially go-getters. They think, I'm a go-getter. I'm everywhere. I'm delivering value. Like, I'm working hard. Like, they will never fire me. They will never let me go. And then they find out that they let go. So nothing is certain. And fear is fear of unknown. Fear of unknown, and it's the last 7, fear. And fear of unknown is very similar to fear of uncertainty. And then sometimes you dream big, you put plans together, and you have to trust God. You have to trust God. You have to trust universe. You have to trust the creator that it will happen. But how it will happen, you don't know. For me, when I started my business, I had a huge calling to start my business. I did not know how. I just trusted. I just trusted God. I just trusted myself that it will work out. How, I don't know. And in the worst times in my business, and when I say the worst times in my business, when my bank account dropped really, really low and I didn't know how I would pay for rent, because I had those moments. The next month, I got 20K in my bank account in a way that I could never imagine. So the best thing that you can do with unknown is to trust the process. Is to release the control, because you don't really have a control. The only control that you have right now in your life is control over your actions. You can choose how to act. You can choose what to do, but you do not have control over what happened. And this is the beauty of unknown. You might get the results that you are working towards so hard in the most miraculous and unanticipated way. So let me know if you have any questions about fears. Let me know if you have, let me know in the comments what resonated with you. Let me check YouTube comments. So I love the acronym of fear, false evidence appearing real. Yeah, false evidence appearing real. I thank you, Justin. I'm running a business to help professionals in high stress careers to find balance through astrology. I like that. Thank you, Justin. Listen. I think this is dope. I think this is dope. Also, as you are commenting, I'm running a masterclass, as I said before, six-figure messaging, from June 24th to June 28th. And this masterclass will be dedicated to entrepreneurs, either who are who are thinking about high ticket offer, or who already have a high ticket offer and they just need more sales. So that's this is who. So what you can do, you can register. The link is in the comments. If you are on LinkedIn, if you are on the podcast, it is in the show notes. Also, if you're listening to me and you are in high ticket business, or you would like to be in high ticket business, or would you would like to increase your sales, send me a DM, because I open enrollment for my program, Six Figure Messaging, um, for high ticket entrepreneurs, and I'm looking only for 5 people. So as soon as I have 5 people, the enrollment for this cohort will be closed. So I'm looking for 5 people, and this is what we do in the program. We're learning high ticket messaging, how to position your offer, right? Because a lot of you have really amazing offers. Because I talk to you on in DMs, and majority of you have really amazing offers that you can sell at, I don't know, like on the low end, $2,500, $3,000, or higher, $12,000, $15,000. That is available to you. So many offers can sell at that price point for the right market fit, right? And this is what I help entrepreneurs to do. And I help with organic content marketing, with social selling, because a lot of entrepreneurs think, what should I post? How should I post? Is it live video? Is it carousel? Is it written post? How many times? Like, I teach step by step, literally plug and play system in my program, because you can play organic content marketing, you can pay paid ads, and I'm fine with either or. But before you go into paid ads, you have to craft your messaging organically, and you have to get feedback organically from your audience that your messaging is working, and then you can advertise it, and you can monitor, you can run paid ads, because It is try and true messaging that you know that is working, that you know it's hitting, that you know people are coming through, people are raising hand. Like this is really really important. This is what I do. All right. So, thank you so much for joining my live stream. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your comments. So the replay is available on my podcast. The replay is available on my YouTube channel. Like YouTube channel, literally, like after I'm done, like it is available on YouTube. Podcast, give me a little bit more time. I will edit this episode and I adapt it for my podcast, and it will be available on a podcast as well. And I'm looking forward to see all of you on from June 24th to June 28th to talk about how to position your high ticket offer and how to sell. So I really hope so. And also, this masterclass really will help you to get your first steps in high ticket offer. So if you think, or like it will help, it will give you the like your win in high ticket game. So I really hope you all join me, and I'm also going live on Friday. And on Friday we're going to talk about courage. Today we talked about fear. On Friday we're going to talk about courage, because you don't need more clarity, you need more courage. And this is what we're going to talk about on Friday. All right. Stay tuned. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much.